All right, guys, so I wanted to show another trade here. We're looking at Euro Pound, Euro GBP. And this is a pretty interesting setup here on the hourly chart. You see we have just gone short with our stops above this high up here, and this high is just tapping into this level that we have here. So let's zoom out, look at a 4 hour to see this maybe a little bit better, right? So we've looked at Euro Pound quite a bit this last couple months here. So we have a very high time frame zone down here, which we will take a look at, and we have more of a intraday level zone down here on the 4 hour. This would be, this kind of goes without saying, this would be a clear target, and then I think eventually we could target down here, depending on how this goes, right? We could maybe target down there. Now, if our time horizon was just, expanded down to this level, our targets were expanded down to that level, we could go with a higher stop loss. Um, However, judging by this, low time frame price action, that is a risk that I am taking. I think we might maybe come up a little bit more, but I think we're going to roll over fairly quickly and then establish a new, a new low underneath here. But anyway, let's go to a daily chart and we might be able to see this a little bit better. Yeah, so here we go. We have obviously looking at this relatively here on this daily chart, we're in a downtrend. We've been moving down. Um, and this might be a big swing low, but I think we at least are going to retest this level down here, break up above this zone, push down below, right? We can see this nicely. And this open daily candle wicks up into the top and is now correcting. So if we do push up a little bit, the likelihood of us breaking this wick, the high up here, is fairly low. Hopefully it doesn't go like one of those positions where we get stopped out just barely and then it goes in the right direction. But we could always look to re-enter if that is the case. This is a really good opportunity here. And then, yeah, we're targeting this level first initially, but let's zoom out and look at this level, right? Big zone for the high time frames here on our daily chart here, high time frame zone. So anyway, that's just what I'm looking at now. This is one of those positions that, yes, if we wanted to be a little bit more careful, we probably should have got into this earlier, to be honest. That way we could have had stops above here, and that way we'd be very safe, right? But um, it's all good. There was maybe an opportunity here. It's just that this push up wasn't as drastic as it is here, which is why this correction sort of really identifies strongly the rejection of this level, at least the way I see it. So anyway, that's just what we're looking at now on Euro Pound. All right, guys, so here we are on our Euro Pound trade. I just recorded a video and then I realized my display capture was not set up, so it was all black. Anyway, um, you can see we reached our target and we came down a little bit lower, but I did close uh, completely out of this position. We might go down a bit further, um, but I'm just, given all the circumstances, I'm fine just being completely out of the position, right? So let's go over this a little bit. So we can see our entry here on the hourly chart. If we go to a 4 hour, we'll see these zones a bit better. Right, you can see here, this sort of goes without saying, really both of these do. Very strong level here that we push up above. We sort of make a bit of a head and shoulders, although I don't really focus on that type of setup too much. We come back down below here, and really what the key is for our entry is we get clear down below this zone, high volume candle push up into the level. Here we sort of wick up, just barely tap the zone, and then start moving down. And then at a little pullback here, we get in, right? So this is sort of confirming our rejection of this level. So on an hourly chart, we can really see that happening, right? We get the big push up, we wick at the zone, come back down, and then pull up. We have a wick here, sort of, showing like early signs of rejecting and sort of moving to the downside. So we get in there, and then we'll get into this gap in a little bit, but let's go back and look at the zones. Um, Right, so our target was here. This also goes without saying. I mean, very strong level, right? But obviously down here, this is a strong daily and I believe weekly level that we can look at. Yeah, we see this level on the daily very well right here, right? And I believe back here as well with those wicks. So that's a very strong daily level. We could, you know, push back down into it. I think we might just have a little bit of volatility going forward, but I hope the entry and exit makes sense there. But yeah, this gap, so we have a lot of issues Not, I mean, depends how you look at it, but we have a lot of uncertainty in the market because of tariffs and sort of international trade wars, if you want to call them. We don't know how long any of this will last. It's sort of just too much uncertainty. So a lot of volatility always takes place when we have uncertainty, and so if you look at risk assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, especially, we had massive liquidations the last couple of days. They're saying about 2 billion, but in reality, it's probably 8 to 10 billion. That's usually underreported. They're always trying to make things look not as bad as they really are. But anyway, so at the open last night, Sunday night, we got uh, gap on a lot of different pairs, and so like I said, just lots of uncertainty. We had the Dow and the US 30 really um, open down. I believe it was up to like 1.5% negative at the open, which is pretty crazy. So again, just lots of uncertainty. So going forward, we're going to have to be in a time of really trying to use discernment and not trying to trade for the sake of trading. We normally don't do that anyway, but now especially is the time to focus on that. Only look for really great opportunities. Just expect more volatility. So maybe go up a little bit to a little bit more of higher time frames to try to mitigate some of the risk of volatility. So anyway, like I said, it's just going to be a little bit difficult going forward in that regard. But yeah, anyway, I hope this trade made sense. And like I said, we're just going to have to be extra cautious, extra careful going forward here in the next couple months.